Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday from the Mayor's Office, Alan Weber, with an update on not just COVID-19, not just our economic reopening, but things going on in the city. I'm wearing my mask. I hope you're wearing yours. The governor has made it a matter of statewide order that to help reduce the spread of COVID-19, each of us and all of us need to wear some kind of a face covering. It doesn't have to be a mask. It could be a bandana. Anything that keeps those little tiny, potentially unhealthy little globules from getting out into the environment. Remember, there's some confusion. You don't wear a mask to keep things from coming in. You wear a mask to keep things from going out. And as the public health authorities say, my mask protects you, your mask protects me. So imagine if by wearing your seatbelt in your car, you were keeping another driver safe. That's what this is about, keeping other people safe, showing that we have a really deep and abiding respect, concern, empathy, love for our fellow residents in Santa Fe. We want to crack the back of COVID-19. Past couple days we've had 2 new cases on each of the 2 days. That means we're spiking up a little bit. Over the weekend we had 8 new cases, all at senior residences. Those continue to be a source of real concern. If you have somebody, a loved one, who is in a nursing home or a senior facility, please reach out to them, call them, text them, Zoom them, whatever it takes. Stay in touch with them. Make sure they know you care about them. Isolation and lack of information can be very dangerous, and we're still dealing with, first and foremost, a public health emergency. Now we're also opening up the economy. We've got to be able to do both of those things at the same time. So please pay attention to the simple rules of health. Wear some kind of a face covering. If you're going out, other than for exercise or something where you're very much isolated, if you're in a public space, put on your face covering. Wash your hands before you go out. Wash your hands when you come back. Use some kind of a hand sanitizer to give yourself that extra amount of public safety and to fight back against the coronavirus. If you feel sick, stay home or call for medical care. Get yourself tested. Find out whether you are switching from being somebody who has it but is asymptomatic, and then the symptoms start to emerge. We need to be on it quickly and efficiently. Thankfully, our hospitals, our healthcare workers, our frontline responders are on it. We should continue to give them our thanks and our gratitude for the work they're doing right here in Santa Fe and northern New Mexico. It's an amazing team of people doing an exceptional job. Please continue to support them. Please continue to thank them, but also make their jobs doable by trying to take individual responsibility by wearing face coverings, using hand sanitizer, practice social distancing. As the weather gets better, even though restaurants aren't open yet, if you want to do a takeout, that's great. Shop local, buy local, but don't congregate, don't spread the virus. Crack down on the virus, then we can reopen. Some good stuff going on. We shouldn't always be focusing on the dangers. We got to talk about some of the good stuff. I was out this morning over at Regal Park with a couple of our city councilors, Councilor Lindell and Councilor Garcia, Councilor Abeda, saying thank you to our Parks and Rec workers who have been doing an exceptional job taking care of the weeds, the medians, the parks. Regal Park looks like a manicured facility, just spectacular. So there were some meals produced by the kitchen out at the community college, handing out a little green chili for lunch, some water and Gatorade to thank our team for doing the great work they're doing under what we got to say is still tough conditions. They were all wearing masks. They all had on gloves. It was a great event, a great thank you. We're stepping up toward Veterans Day Memorial Day. We got the flags are up, and we're saying thank you to the men and women who served our country and did so much to keep America safe over all these years. When I was waiting for the Parks and Rec guys to come through in their trucks, there was a gentleman in the park with his 2 walking sticks and his Vietnam vet hat on, and made sure to tell him thank you for his service as we remember all the people who gave their lives, gave their time, gave their service to our country. Those flags are now up, and we're saying thank you to them for everything they've done. Now we're dealing with a different enemy, a different kind of an attack on America. It's a public health attack from COVID-19, and we're all drafted to do our part to fight back. Good news, we swore in 12 new police officers yesterday over at the municipal court. Judge Vigil presiding with her mask on. It was a little different kind of a swearing in. The judge had on her mask and her gloves, and the cadets and 2 lateral transfers had on their masks. Their families had to come in 2 at a time in terms of the number of people allowed in the courtroom. Somebody said it was a little bit like Noah's Ark. We were doing 2 at a time, but 12 new police officers joining the Santa Fe Police Department. Couldn't be prouder, couldn't be more grateful. As I told them, they have the most important jobs in the city. They keep us safe. Their families were there to help keep them safe under conditions that, again, are very trying. They're out there responding to calls not only about people drag racing or speeding, they're also responding to people who need help because they're sick. And so they're exposing themselves to COVID-19 to keep the rest of us safe. And we want to thank them for that. I was on a call yesterday with our Congressman Ben Ray Lujan, and congresspeople from 3 other districts around America, Colorado, New Jersey, Michigan, and mayors from those states, talking about the need for federal help to help our cities. Every single one of the mayors on that call, including me, talked about the fact that we're facing very severe financial problems. We've got a projected $100 million deficit for next fiscal year, unprecedented in the city's history. There is a survey out, you can find it on the city's website, asking you for your guidance. It's not a vote, it's obviously advice. It's kind of taking the temperature of the community to see what people across the city value, prioritize as things you want to see taken care of, recognizing that with a $100 million budget deficit, we're going to be making some very hard decisions as your elected officials. We're not going to make things easy. We're going to make things, we're not going to make easy votes. We're going to have to take hard votes because these are hard choices. Your voice needs to be heard. So please feel free to fill out that questionnaire. Again, you can find it on the city's website. Fill it out once per person. Feel free to forward it to other people if you want people in your friends' network to get their voices heard. We're already getting several thousand responses. It's really healthy to hear from you. So please speak up. We'll be interested to see in what is the first of a number of these polls or surveys how folks feel the trade-offs that are required to be made will be made going forward. We are simply facing a fiscal cliff that the city fell off, as did cities all across the country. We're looking for help from Washington, D.C. Right now it looks as if the bill that was passed by the House, if the Senate were to pass it and the President were to sign it, we would get some federal support not only for next year but for this fiscal year that isn't over yet. And we can use all the help we can get. We'd also like to get some help from the state to get the tax that has been collected from sales over the internet, to get that money remitted back to the city. Our stores and shops were closed, GRT collapsed, people were shopping on the internet, That's fine. There is an internet sales tax now. It's not scheduled to be remitted back to cities for another year. With our stores closed, it would be great if the state would step up and start sending us that money now rather than waiting a whole nother year. In the meantime, now that stores are starting to open up, please do remember to buy local. Let's wean ourselves off the websites and internet sales opportunities. Let's focus on helping our local merchants. They may have gotten loans from the federal government to keep their people employed, but those loans are going to run out. And so we need to back our local stores, our shops, do takeout from restaurants, make sure that we revive our local economy by shopping local. Help support our fellow residents by buying our things right here in Santa Fe. One thing we're looking into, I've been talking a lot over the past month or two about keep Santa Fe safe. Well, now we're talking as we reopen about keep Santa Fe fun. How do we reopen? We're starting to see people come back as tourists. We want them to wear face coverings as well and use hand sanitizer. We want to set a good example by keeping the Santa Fe promise to each other. That promise is, I will keep myself safe, I'll help you stay safe, we'll all keep Santa Fe safe, we'll wear masks, we'll wear that we'll use that hand sanitizer, we'll be keeping our social distance. Set a good example for our tourist friends as they come back. We want them to come back and we want them to have fun. One of the things we're looking into is street side restaurants or streetable food. And that means the possibility that we'll work collaboratively with some of our restaurants as people do takeout to allow some tables to be set up at a safe distance, either along a sidewalk area where there's enough passage that pedestrians still can get through, or even set aside some parking spaces right in front of the restaurant so that they could set up a couple of tables, have some street side food service, have a little bit of fun. I know a number of cities are doing this. I know a lot of you have been sending me emails saying, why can't Santa Fe do this? Well, we've got a team of people, our tourism director, our public works director, our zoning and land use director, our city attorney, all working together to see what it would take to figure out a way to have streetables as part of the Santa Fe Fun program. But there are other ideas that could be advanced for fun in Santa Fe in the summer. I mean, we're not going to have our usual markets. We're not going to have the opera. It's going to be tough. I don't know when the museums will reopen. So what could we come up with as a community to not only have Santa Fe safe, but also have Santa Fe fun? Feel free to send me your ideas, your suggestions. We're compiling a list of ways to have fun that are still safe. We're looking at possibilities of a drive-in movie, maybe a Drag in the Gut, where everybody listens to the same music on their radio, and we take a little drive around town together, keeping safe, staying in our cars. Lots of different ways to create fun activities without reigniting the spread of COVID-19. So send me your ideas for Santa Fe Safe and Santa Fe Fun. We'll put them together. We'll be safe and fun as the summer progresses. That's about it for this visit. I do want to remind you that the key variable as we deal with COVID-19, and let's face it, COVID-19 is what has crashed the economy. And so as we rebuild the economy, we've got to continue to fight back against COVID-19. We can't let a second wave put us back in the ICU as a community, put us back on home stay. So please stay safe. Please wear some kind of a face covering. Doesn't have to be a mask, could be a bandana. Please remember, hand sanitizer works. So does social distancing, 6 feet apart. It's all part of a campaign that if we keep Santa Fe safe, if we keep our Santa Fe promise, we can begin to rebuild the economy. In the meantime, your city government, our department heads are working very hard to deal with this staggering deficit of $100 million. It is really going to be a very challenging series of votes and decisions by the mayor and the governing body, working collaboratively to figure out how we together keep Santa Fe moving forward. Please remember, these are going to be very challenging and hard decisions. We need your help. We need your advice. We need your guidance. We need your support. We're all going to get through this together. We're all going to make it together. Santa Fe has seen tough times before. There's nothing new in that. What is new is how suddenly these tough times came and how quickly we're called upon to make decisions on how to get through them. I'm confident we've got the tools to make those decisions. Please let us know what you think is the right path forward so we can take your views into consideration as we make these decisions. Please stay safe. Remember, there's nothing more important than your health right now. Even as we reopen the economy, it won't do us any good if people are getting sick at a more rapid rate. The math is easy. If 100 people have the disease, the coronavirus, and they spread that to another 200 people, we'll be back in isolation. If we can keep it down so that 100 people spread the disease to fewer than 100 people, to 70 people or 50 people, or finally 30, 20 people, we will have broken the back of the coronavirus. We'll be able to reopen. We'll be able to sit down and have a fun evening at a restaurant. We'll be able to enjoy company again. And we'll be back wearing masks, wearing face coverings, of course, staying safe, but reopening Santa Fe and having a good, fun summer. Santa Fe safe, Santa Fe fun. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Please remember, stay safe, stay healthy. To the best of your ability, still stay home and practice that social distancing that keeps us all safe, healthy, and able to reopen. Take care. I'll see you again in a couple days.